G'day guys, I thought I'd do a quick video to show a new prop which we're adding for our 2019 Christmas light display. I've been referring to this as our snowflake tree because it's a tree made out of snowflakes. Now I wanted something a little bit different this year for our display. I already had a mega tree, already had a couple of other matrices, so I thought I'd make something out of some snowflakes. Now my house didn't have a huge wall or something like that to mount the snowflakes to, so I have decided to make a tree very similar to a mega tree with some snowflakes. Some basic specs: it's approximately 5 meters to the top, a little bit taller to the top of the star. It's made up with some extreme lighting displays, or Boscoyo 24-inch snowflakes, 5 of them at the bottom, and then some 16-inch ones. I am going to replace that little 12-inch one with a 16, and that's a 36-inch Boscoyo star. I'm going to try and edit the video and put some of the effects I recorded in just here. How did I go about making this? I've got to apologise, it's a bit of a breezy day out here today. So basically what it is first thing I'm going to talk about the pole itself. It's been done very similar to a lot of guys' designs for the Walter Monk House sort of portable hole, and how I've secured it a couple of different ways, which I thought I'd just try that. Now this is just in my backyard, just to mock everything up, which I like to do before I pull it all apart to move it out to our front yard for a nice quick easy setup. So it's a bit of a Walter Monk House style portable hole, which is approximately 450 millimeters on the inside. I think it's got about 60 kilograms of concrete in it, so you can still sort of move it around with a bit of a trolley. Now how I've secured my mega tree pole, which is actually a 40 NB pipe, which is approximately about 50 mil outside diameter. It's got like a sleeve, which has all been with sleeve, which has got some supports which I welded onto that into the concrete so it won't pull up through, and also I've got the eyes which have got some brackets on. Now how I've secured the base on, look, excuse my bits of timber, it's just sort of mocking it up. My backyard slopes a bit, the front yard's not too bad. Now I've used a couple of different methods. One probably a little bit interesting, which is pretty common for the portable holes. It's just tethered off. Instead of using bits of Rio or star droppers at some people, I wanted to trial out some of these spiral in-ground anchors. Now these things are about 400 mil long. They screw in nice and easy, and obviously you can wind them out. I've got a couple of big rocks in my backyard, so I couldn't even get these right in there. Look, obviously you can see this one's probably got 100 mil sticking out, and they're still nice and secure. It's holding this tree up for the last week or so. Now it's a bit different to a mega tree. Obviously you don't have all the strips coming off, but it still gets a bit of wind on it. And also on the back I have some tethers, which have been used right at the top of the tree, some 3mm cable coming down. Again, I just wanted to try out some of these spiral ground anchors. They seem to be okay. Again, I just actually wanted to try these only half in the ground. I had them in full. I just wanted to see how they'd hold. They've been holding really well. Again, it's a little bit of a different design from a mega tree. I've got a really heavy, that's the old dog, really heavy clay base, so make your own decisions what you go. Don't go to me, oh, this guy used these, they'll be fine. If he's holding a big mega tree up, probably wouldn't be suitable. Again, I've got another one up there, another tether right up the back there, up to the top. Okay, so how else did I go about making this tree? It's pretty simple actually. What I did is made some branches, I suppose is a good word for it, to mount the flakes to. Now that's just some aluminium angle for each sort of branch going right up, and now these are just clamped on. They're just drilled, clamped, So you just undo the 2 bolts for each one, slip it off, and then they can be stored away. So hopefully it'll make a nice, quick and easy setup. Now I did do something a little bit different to the top. Might be really tricky to see, it's out of focus. I've actually made the topper with the star. So the star, oh, out of focus, that flake, and those 3 flakes are sort of on, oh sorry, those 2 flakes, and that little one at the side of the star. Oh, stop going out of focus, camera. That can actually slide up the pole, and you can probably see a little winch pulley up the top there, sorry. So I can just sort of pull that up and clamp the lower section, so I don't have to get up, you know, almost 5 meters with a ladder. I can actually do this quite easily on my little 2 meter step ladder I have. So hopefully it'll be a bit safer and quicker and easier mounting stuff up. So I can actually step my pole up into my portable hole with no toppers or anything on the top, so it makes it a bit easier. What else can I tell you about it? I just want to quickly touch base on the flakes that I've used. Now these are from, probably zoom back out, Troy from Extreme Lighting Designs. He's got a, I believe, some sort of license agreement with Boscoyo. So they're all Boscoyo designs, but these have been manufactured in Australia. Now these things have been made out of different corro to what James uses from Boscoyo. Now these have got some really awesome cross hatching in it, makes them super strong. So that's why I've probably been able to mount these any sort of top and bottom, because these are really strong compared to what James has used. He's cut these out really nice. There's some nice clean cuts, etc. So I'm very happy with these. The way I've mounted them is I've just bolted directly through with a 1/4 inch bolt, or 6mm for you metric guys. I've used a bit of 20mm conduit, just a bit of a standoff, and just a bolt on the back, nut on the back. Now you might be thinking, oh, why have you got the standoffs? You've got, you know, the square nose and stuff in it. A little bit higher up on the 16-inch flakes, they're using bullet type nodes. Might be a bit tricky, so I need a little bit more room, and I want to just make it easier. So that way, if I do get a pixel failure, I can quite simply just unbolt one and replace it with another spare I've got without having to dismantle everything. And there's 4 bolts, so I just want to take that off, fix it, and put it back on. Or I can just pull the whole branch off. So that is, in a nutshell, our snowflake tree for an addition to our 2019 Christmas light display. Now the effects, which I showed you earlier, were pretty basic ones, but I'm really happy with them. Again, some basic specs. These are the 24-inch 3-prong chroma flakes. They're taking 48 pixel nodes. These are the 16-inch 3-prong flakes. I believe they're 36. Now I am going to replace that little 12-inch one with another 16-inch one. The star on the top. I'll zoom in, get tricky here. That's a 36-inch 150 node Boscoyo star. Oh yeah, quickly. Unfortunately, I was pulling it down this morning. I thought I'd quickly grab some video. The controller for this, some people get really interested in that sort of thing. It's just another one of my ammo box builds. Now there's not much happening in this. Allow myself for lots of future expansion again. Now this can be mounted right near the base of the tree where I'm going to mount it. As just as I said, one of these ammo boxes. I've done a build on these very similar. I tried keeping everything of mine sort of generic throughout my layout, so I can sort of swap stuff around. Now it's just going to have a Falcon differential receiver board. This is going to get the Ethernet or cat cable from my Falcon F48 through my cable gland here. It's just a Meanwell power supply. Now these are just some 3D printed mounts which I use, and obviously I can have another one mounted up on top there, and I've got spare room here for another receiver board, mount some other power supplies. I like to vent all my boxes out, so there's a vent and a 12 volt, I think it's a 60mm fan on one of these little ducts which I've described in the other builds that I've done. I found these to be quite successful last year for my display. Some people use them, some people don't. It's your own, as long as it's nice and safe and waterproof. Now, there we go. That's our snowflake tree for this year. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and say goodbye to the old dog. See you, bye.